Hi everyone, my name is Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. I have a question for you. This is a be honest question, and I will wait for the answer. Is your primary relationship, not with your significant other, but with your food? I guess if I was really totally honest, I would have to say yes. Mine is. It is what I am always tweaking, thinking about, going onto the tracker, shopping in stores, everything else. Now, granted, Greg is my primary human relationship, but food takes up an awful lot of space in my head every single day. Does food take up a lot of space in your head too? All right, what are you thinking about? When you're thinking about food, are you thinking about ways that you can be naughty and not tell anybody about it? Or are you thinking about ways to tweak your food plan and get the most out of what you eat, which means nutritiously dense items? Are you switching from iceberg to romaine, to arugula, to baby spinach, to kale greens? Have you done that journey yet? Have you tweaked that far into it? Or are you still buying the bags of salad that are made with iceberg and some carrot sticks and sometimes radicchio? Have you dared to go darker? I have. And I've developed quite a taste. And it's funny because with the more bitter vegetables that you might not be attracted to at this point in your journey, it's not unlike chocolate for me, getting used to a more bitter chocolate. It's not unlike the sweetness in my coffee, getting used to a half a tablespoon of Zyla in my entire 25 ounces of coconut, my bulletproof coffee in the morning made with coconut milk. I've gotten half a tablespoon and all of that. I've gotten used to a less sugary taste. How about so let me see, sugar, chocolate, lettuces. Where else does somebody get a little more daring? Less syrup perhaps on their garbage if they were having it. And I used to put maple syrup or brown sugar or both on my acorn squashes in the winter. That's one of my favorite standbys. But Truvia has a brown sugar made with Truvia that blend. So there's like 5 calories in a teaspoon instead of 15. And I didn't buy that last winter. I have it now. So I would use that next year. So my primary relationship is always surrounding food and my choices and what might work for me and all of the learning and evolving that comes from that. Like grapefruits. Some people wouldn't dream of eating a grapefruit because it's so tart. So these sort of things come into play in my head when I'm thinking about food. Cheeses as well, different cheeses that I wouldn't have incorporated into my food plan that now I am. It's just a very, very interesting sort of thing. And because my relationship with food is primary in my thoughts, I'm always looking for better ways, for more filling, satisfying, satiating meals that carry me the distance. By the distance, I mean when I'm done eating. Usually I eat at 11 a.m. When I'm done eating at 11 a.m., then I know that I have to last until 5 because I want that 5-hour window of not eating anything else. I used to be a snacker. I used to be a 6-meal-a-day person, and now I am 2 substantial meals with either cottage cheese or yogurt and my bulletproof coffee. Both of those are before 11 a.m. And then the rest comes between 11 and 5. So some proponents of food say have a window of eating and no food after a certain time, which I do anyway because I go to bed so early. And ideally, in a perfect world, eating between 4 and 5 suits me just fine, thank you very much. But when I work until 4 or 5, that's not happening. But if it was like a Saturday and we cook on the big green egg, you know, it's not uncommon for us to eat at 4 or 4:30 after everything's been cooked and prepared, and call it a day, as we usually do. So with my primary relationship being about food, it's not about thinking about how I can get away with something. It's about thinking how I can get better at figuring this all out, about what works for me, how come, how much, how often, and really, really being very mindful, not just about the eating part, but what happens after in my body. Being mindful of, like, is this digesting like other things? Is there any discomfort? Am I suddenly gassy? Like the smart time I thought I'd bring some steamed organic broccoli to the staff meeting with some Kerrygold butter on it. Oh yeah, that gas, I mean, I had a belly that looked like I was 6 months pregnant. And that gas buildup, I can't do that at a noontime meal. How did I learn it? I learned it by doing it, right? So we learn as we go. We're gentle with ourselves. And with your primary relationship, if you're cheating, I hate that word, on your food plan, is that any different than cheating on your significant other? No, because you're trying to get away with something. Like, if nobody's looking, can I pull into this drive-through and get that thing that I haven't had for 4 months since I've been on Weight Watchers, eat it, and nobody will know because I got weighed in 2 hours ago, and it will be safe for me. Ooh, yucky. You don't want to be that way, right? So you don't want to cheat on your significant other, and you don't want to cheat on your food plan. If you're having something that's not on your regular food plan, we call it a treat. We call it a rare and appropriate treat, and we put it in our tracker, right? Those of you that have been with me long enough understand the rare and appropriate, and we track it before we eat it, not eating it and then going back and tracking it. That goes against the grain of what you're trying to do psychologically to your eating, right? Till the next time, this has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Bye-bye for now.